shout, though. You don't have a lot of magic damage right here. I want to see that kind of melee fighting topside. All right, it's the Ambessa. Better matchup alongside the Sejuani to get that combo off to really pressure down BAUS, make things happen there topside.
I feel like Tabis go a long way here.
Absolutely.
But then again, like, I mean, it's probably going to be BAUS going Mobies, as he normally does, Velia.
Prime to execute that Blitzcrank, but having said that, a lot of the success for EC Japon will come down to how successful can this Blitzcrank be?
Well, it's part of the biggest tool that we saw last game, where Prime set up some beautiful fights, set up some beautiful engages, but in the end, unfortunately, at 8,000 gold, the game was thrown away. Massive Elder still turns into a game-winning play. Lost RATONES opened us up in game number 1 after they threw themselves at RAKAN and
And Rekklles playing the skin that most likely gave him some little trauma.
Oh boy, you can't beat him, join him.
That's right, that's right.
Oh god.
IG Baolan from 2018, world champions. Of course, Rekklles is on one of his better champions in general. He's excellent on that Rakan. And
yeah, I looked at. Remember, we looked at his win rate yesterday, Trouble, and it was like it wasn't good. Even after I was like, I thought it was so good, but it just feels, from what I've seen in scrims, and at least this year, Rakan is definitely one of his most refined champions.
It just suits like the Braum profile, and I think he's just so good on this sort of quote-unquote more defensive type of melee. Whoa!
That was blind.
The timing! Oh, the timing!
I don't know if Crownie even saw that. He might have seen the edge of the hook, but I would probably have a hole in my trousers after that one.
Do they know? They've not been pinged.
You know, it'd be heavy. Anyway, we don't talk about
A piece of his cape, let's say.
Yeah.
A piece of his cape.
Yeah.
Cake?
Cape.
Oh, cake. Cake.
No, cake. No. No.
Sorry.
Cake is intact.
Brownie's going to spot this out. There's a ward only on Hansam D, and you got to think, hang on, where are the rest of them? Prime, his hook is back up off a cooldown as well, so even being under turret is not going to be safe. Crownie getting saved by Rekklles, flash away, stunned up, and he might die. Up into melee range, but under turret, it's not successful yet. Hansam D moves in. The turret ramping's big, but a block by Theocax from the Gleaming Quill. First blood of an IJC.
And that's exactly what we were talking about when we said we need Prince. His face just changed.
Yes, that was great. He was didn't have the greatest of times there. Oh, speaking of reading the play though, EC Japon, they see this one.
Missed.
He got the feast on the cannon minion. I don't know if you call that worth, but as Val
That is worth.
How many minions can he get? That's the only question I want to know. Wait.
And Blitzcrank gets the kill. Yeah, look at that cheeky grin on his face down there. He's like, he's cool with that. He's cool with that.
Did you see the head scratch? Like, huh? Blitzcrank taking the kill?
Play towards the dragon. We're really playing with a very fine line right here. Of course, Vi's great at hold on, hold that dot.
Sidestep indeed. Howling is able to get the grasp, but BAUS is going to go behind enemy lines and take the next wave. While Nemesis is caught out, runs into Prime. He lost his flash before from this Blitzcrank. Scatterweak doesn't connect. He sidesteps the ult from Theocax as Rekklles helps out. Zertus almost dead to the ultimate. Velia will finish the job. A 1-for-1. Nemesis, as a flashless Syndra, took so long to die. Because of that, I think Velia might get even more. Prime's in trouble. Velia almost kills Theocax by himself. This Blitzcrank will be slowed to oblivion with no flash to get away. The overdrive's going to expand and put him down to 200 MS. A kill over to Crownie as well. And just when you think Nemesis is caught with his pants down, he pulls him back up.
I feel like this play was even delayed. I feel like Rekklles and Crownie have had priority for majority of the time. I feel like Velia wanted to invade earlier on, and this is the thing that he was talking about, right? Prime missing that Q again, and we're going to see the whole iteration. But it's a little bit...
The trend of taking those drags.
The Nemesis, though, the pressure will continue. The rocket grab somehow hits, but the damage from Zertus is what you have to worry about. Good scout of the week under turret. He gets some extra follow-up, but the arrow finds its mark, gets a slow on Prime to add insult to injury, and Zertus is stuck for ages. He doesn't have those Merc treads yet, and so the kill goes back over to Lost RATONES.
Even if he did, he got hit from base.
Yeah, that's a big stun.
Crownie literally pressed R the second he just got back to the fountain. And one thing that I'd like to say...
Mid 2. Even though Nemesis has had a lot of attention against him, he's got the Blackfire Torch as they start up Grubs. BAUS is just going to nom on 1, make it 2 as... For now, Scout of the Week doesn't connect. Prime is the new target, only level 5, so no static field to explode and silence. BAUS takes a quick blinder in, a quick peek. This will be 3, maybe 4 for IJC for the Grub game.
But what happens bot lane? right? We've got Prime roaming topside to make this grab happen. Here comes the fight.
I mean, you're right. On the travel back, Body's going to get caught out. Nemesis going to ulti to get the kill. Certus jumps on, trying to get blocked by his jungle, but he's autoed to death. Certus with the arrow again, doesn't want to revisit the deja vu, but Velia running the map and running the game. That'll continue, but Certus running out will be even better. Theocax comes in with a reverse trade, and Rekkless drops to the floor. True Shot Barrage with a bit of excess damage as Certus tries to sit afar and damage, but at the end of the day, it looks like an even trade as IJC managed to get something back thanks to this.
Killing, but I feel like they focused the wrong target. Certus was also there.
This is spotted out thanks to Ash. I mean, red buff will go down. I think in the end, no, it's not Velia to pick it up, but he'll get it regardless. It's a shutdown over to Nemesis. Going too deep here is IJC, and kills are being donated to Los Ratones. Nemesis just picked up a double, and that is a crucial mistake to make here in this mid-game.
What was that?
It's a big oopsie right there.
BAUS might be dead here as well, by the way. He's going to get rid of the wave. He flashes, he gets a Q under turret. Howling should be out, right? Right. BAUS
Honest to take that 2-0.
2-0-3 for Velia, really stepping up in this one. And
Wow.
another good grab.
Set, but the ulti sent everything in the kitchen sink. Theocax gets the kill. Number 3 for him. So at least that commitment might open up Dragon in 30 seconds.
That was incredibly played by Prime. Sort of flanking around the creeps and baiting Nemesis, no matter how many times you sidestep, unless you use your flash. Prime hits that Q. Now IJC, they've got set up.
Yeah, Velia's caught in. He was starting a vault break. Rekklles has to commit. It's 3 versus 2, though. The arrow doesn't connect. Certus, the new target for Velia. There's so much damage. He's taken all of them. He flashes away as Crownie now joins in. And IJC just want to play the long con, but HansMD, not enough.
Wow.
Not enough frontline because Theocax health bar is melting down. With fire, you get ice that starts crowning and crowning. Chasing and chasing HansMD with a cleanse. He's out for now, but Los Ratones have enabled this Dragon to be in their pocket.
My Vi doesn't do this much damage in solo queue with the Sundered Sky. What's going on here?
Sundered Sky and Pickaxe, it is so much deeps at this point of the game. And it's what's enabling these plays. BAUS
might be dead here as no help, but there should be a reset, and BAUS will die to a solo kill.
Knez or a Corki.
Yeah, followed up with Syndra as well. It's a really strong 2v2, even at this point in the game. Around these neutrals, all it takes is a pick, and it does feel like that's a repeating story with Blitzcrank in the game as well, right? With Theocax syncing up with him at their best. We've talked about some of the worst players that we've seen, but also some of the best as Prime, thinking about what he can fish from here, but unfortunately the bait doesn't seem too good. And it's going to be Velia who goes in under turret against a Blitzcrank you don't normally see, but Rekkless silence on the arrow. They're not going to let him press his buttons until about now. But the hook is flashed away from through the curtains. He'll fly as Crownie gets the kill, but Nemesis is caught as a frontliner. Certus is now firing away with HansMD, and we just talked about these 80 carries from his JAPON core. They get their mark, and their damage starts hurting deep.
Too much thrown towards the Blitzcrank once again for Los Ratones. Everything burns close to
here between 3 members, but that is not the case. That's not the problem here. Los Ratones have committed their bodies way too far forward in this mid lane, and again, immobile carries. Ash, Syndra, you overextend, you're not paying the price. Howling getting some loving.
We'll start wearing thin any further than this. However, it is close enough, and Theocax will have the smite down. So, 3rd Dragon denied from Los Ratones. Back on the border, IJC, and Los Ratones are just hoping that they'll step in. A 2-man scatter the week. Rekkless set up the team fight we talk about with the arrow on top. It's perfect. If I was in Italy, I would say Mamma Mia, but this is Paris, and IJC are running back to the Eiffel Tower. At least for now, the poke with the shutdown sets it up. BAUS is under a tier 2 turret with the range from Syndra helping him get away. Good scatter the week as Nemesis steps up to the plate, but Los Ratones not losing a single person. Choreograph, a perfect pick.
The question now is what are Los Ratones going to take as their prize? The Rakan has spawned at the bot side of the map, and IJC without their jungler for another 5 seconds. Their top laner for 20, but these are relatively low health bars for Los Ratones. Here comes the contest.
But there's no AP. It might not matter here. Quickness going to be used. Prime is the new target again. He rocket grabs Rekkless in, but Velia gets over the wall. They pull off, and they start again. Prime now dead. Howling dead for another 3 seconds. It looks like RAKAN and start for round 2.
BAUS coming in for this one now as well. He does have the feast to secure.
But now you have Howling with TP heading towards the top side of the map. They're actually going to give this one up. Again, Ruinous Atakan is one that teams are not willing to throw their bodies or deaths towards.
No.
Theocax is... This is so confusing right here because this is what I call spectator mode, but they're not really getting anything for it. At least they're just pushed down that bot lane. I think Theocax...
1k gold lead. The Feats went over to Los Ratones. In this game too, they're still looking for picks. The arrow flies out only onto Howling as BAUS is willing to step up near the turret. The hook not connecting, but Crownie getting hit by a true shot barrage. Hansa MD aggressively forward with an arcane chip while Los Ratones are getting caught out, but it's BAUS again. Front lining with the quickness. Now the re-engage. Under turret, he cares not. It's Rekklles who sets it up with the scatter of the week. Is gorgeous from behind. Los Ratones are healthy enough to continue their onslaught. Under mid turret, 4 versus 5 with the minion wave as well. Nemesis is sending them away. And once again, his own control. Huge as Prime gets the flush out of Crownie. A noble attempt when IJC were losing more.
Ooh.
IJC want to flip this. They got the last dragon, so they think, hell, why not? They need something
They
big
saw
in
Ash
the game.
bot lane. They saw Ash bot lane. Crownie showed on the wave down bot lane. No flash on Nemesis or Crownie. That Baron's going down fast.
But it has AoE with the arrow flying up. It gets no one at 4k. There's an attempt at steal. Don't flip it. It might be leaked by Los Ratones. Out of the pit. Oh, there's a chop there. How easy is it for BAUS to just come in and take your whole pantry worth of food? IJC it bursts it down because once again, Nemesis got his pick of the fight. Interrupted his Howling as True Shot Barrage tries to claw something back, but Crownie over the wall he goes to trade it out in messy fashion. Los Ratones just walked in and took what they wanted in the second game. With Scatter the Week not connecting, it's up to Howling to try and stop at least one, maybe 2 more Barons. Slowed down with a rapture, but BAUS' Hail ablaze, and Nemesis takes the last.
At this stage of the game, Los Ratones were a little bit far away from this Nash, and that was the window that IJC saw, but it wasn't enough. The window was closed.
But there might be an opportunity. I mean, I'm seeing a handle.
The TP Howling.
You know, in Paris,
It's not
windows
Howling.
might not open, but here in this game, they might do. Nemesis is going to get sandwiched on, and Certus is coming in. Nemesis flashes away, but BAUS has already taken down that Sejuani. No chance to get nearby as the arrow flies wide, but Certus has no turret here. A pull-in actually might be a little bit in, because BAUS can reposition and start doing something else to someone else. Certus over the wall is getting burnt down as Nemesis is now controlling the game on what is his most iconic pick in League of Legends.
And almost 7,000 gold lead for Los Ratones. Miraculous play, it's going to have to come through that top lane for IJC.
Will it still be alive? Because BAUS is chasing down and thinking about what he can do here. Spotted out of 2 members. The arrow flies and gets Howling. And you know what? The strongest member is about to meet his fate. Not even chomped up. In the end, it's Nemesis who gets the kill. Number 10 here on the Rabadons. 20 stacks Magi Syndra. The book is out and Los Ratones have a 5v4 that kept happening. And you know, it's not like the team is cleanest in the world.
Okay, if that happens after you've said it, you're kicked from the cast.
Well, that's fine. Let's just see what happens here. I mean, Los Ratones right now don't seem to be stopped, and no, that's definitely not going to be the case here. Theocax is caught out, and as we said in this game, he was always behind. He was always trying to find elements of the game, but it's just been Velya's game to lose at this point.
Velya has done so well in this series, right? We hyped up the jungle matchup a little bit about more team facilitator jungler in Theocax versus carry in Velya, and Velya has done just that, right? He has carried these games. That crucial smite still.
Syndra?
And not a lot of this game is fun, I would say, for IJC JAPON, to be fair. And that is just going to add on top of it, as you mentioned. So now, 2 games in a row for Los Ratones. Took them 10 minutes longer in this one, which is a bit ironic, seeing as they're dominating this one in comparison to the last game. But that will be just another weapon in the arsenal for the Rats to push down and close this game out. Game number 2 in this series. As you say, putting them, IJC, on the brink of elimination if they can't hold on.
Putting Los Ratones one step closer to the finals. The arrow doesn't fly. Prime finds a good hook, but again onto Velya. Will it be enough? He flashes away and turns his gaze. A great ultimate in retrospect as now Theocax once again the new target, but look at Nemesis go. He lines them up and shoots them down like they're tin cans on a wall. BAUS flashes forward because he's got one thing to say, and that's delicious. Los Ratones 2-0. The NLC beating down on LFL is not what you expected to hear.